on?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
Once hailed as Hollywood's most relatable power couple, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds seemed like they could do no wrong. From witty social media exchanges to picture-perfect family snapshots, they built an image so convincing that nobody questioned what might lurk beneath. Yet, in a matter of months, their carefully crafted reputation collapsed under mounting controversies. A disastrous joke on live television, a massive lawsuit with staggering implications, and an industry suddenly uninterested in protecting them.
Parties, of course, meeting for the first time in court today. It was about a 90-minute hearing.
This isn't going to end well for you, Blake. Sorry.
What went wrong? How did two beloved stars go from front-page sweethearts to front-page scandals? Today, we're peeling back the layers of the meltdown that left fans feeling betrayed, studios turning cold, and the internet feasting on every awkward misstep. Let's dive into the story of how Hollywood's golden duo fell, and whether there's any path left for redemption. For years, Blake and Ryan were the ultimate success story.
In a world where sometimes people judge you before they give you a chance.
Blake flaunted an effortless lifestyle online, posting about gourmet baking sessions and motherly devotion while wearing designer gowns. Ryan, meanwhile, played the goofy, self-aware actor who balanced blockbuster roles with a seemingly endless supply of sarcastic one-liners. Together, they formed a brand that sparkled with authenticity. Late-night shows couldn't get enough of Ryan's quick wit. Blake's red carpet elegance and social media presence made her a favorite among fashion houses and fans alike.
Asking for the gag order and explaining how he's talking too much. He's threatening to post stuff on public sites.
Industry insiders marveled at how they managed to stay so flawless in the glare of constant scrutiny. But, as it turned out, that flawlessness came at a price. Behind the scenes, those who worked with them saw a different story. A pair whose down-to-earth image sometimes felt like an elaborate performance. Rumors floated around about controlling behavior, inflated egos, and a need to dominate every narrative. These whispers never gained real traction, until one fateful night on live television.
That she became uncomfortable with Justin Baldoni yesterday while she was filming. She states that Mr. Baldoni put his bare hands on her backside.
Few platforms shine as bright as Saturday Night Live, especially for a milestone anniversary show. The moment Ryan Reynolds stepped in front of that audience, viewers expected the quick wit and lovable persona that propelled him to stardom. Instead, they got a tone-deaf joke that sparked a social media firestorm. Ryan's jab directly referenced Blake's looming legal issues, implying it was all fair game for comedic fodder. But millions of viewers found nothing funny about turning a serious situation.
Thinks he can still salvage his relationship with President Trump, which is like Justin Baldoni saying, "I'd love to work with Blake again."
One involving allegations and massive financial stakes, into a throwaway punchline. Twitter and Reddit exploded with outraged posts, calling him everything from callous to stuck up. Even fans who had adored the couple felt uneasy. Why mock something that was already damaging Blake's reputation and stirring industry drama? Some thought it was a desperate ploy for attention. Others believed Ryan had simply gone off script, exposing a disregard for the real-life consequences swirling around them.
After what I can only assume Ryan Reynolds thought was a triumphant appearance on Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary, he must not have loved seeing Colin Jost come back to Saturday Night Live last night.
Either way, what could have been a triumphant SNL moment morphed into the first major sign their golden image was cracking. Long before SNL, there was It Ends With Eyes, a film that looked like a sure hit until it became the nucleus of a Hollywood feud. Blake accused director Justin Baldoni of creating a toxic environment and making unwanted advances, painting a picture of unprofessional chaos. She filed her complaint at a moment calculated to seize maximum media coverage, raising eyebrows about her motives. But Baldoni didn't stay silent.
That shouldn't be happening, by the way.
I was like, hey, and I just gave her a big hug, and I think I scared her.
My nose is so big.
He struck back with a defamation lawsuit worth a jaw-dropping $400 million, aimed not only at Blake, but at Ryan and their public relations team. He claimed they orchestrated a smear campaign to undermine his authority and control the project's direction. Suddenly, the conversation wasn't just about alleged misconduct. It was about power, manipulation, and the lengths to which celebrities might go to dominate a narrative. The timing of Blake's allegations fueled skepticism. Supporters insisted she was standing up for herself in a hostile environment, but critics questioned whether she was staging accusations after realizing she couldn't force her creative vision on the film.
My money is on Blake Lively being wrong.
Teaching Justin how to pull you in.
Where have you seen that?
As lawsuits piled up, so did doubts about her credibility. Baldoni gained backing from others in the industry, insisting that Blake's stories were at best exaggerated, and at worst, outright lies. The scandal threw the entire production into turmoil. A project once destined to become a blockbuster was now overshadowed by sensational headlines. Fans felt torn. Should they support someone they'd admired for so long, or believe the director claiming he'd been framed?
I felt good in the moment, and for her to use this vulnerable moment against me.
And how did Ryan, always the jokester, fit into this web of accusations and countersuits? Questions mounted, and the answers spelled disaster for the couple's once sterling reputation. Once trouble reared its head, Hollywood wasted no time distancing itself. Casting directors quietly removed Blake and Ryan from shortlists for upcoming projects. Producers, wary of controversy, abandoned plans to feature them in high-profile roles. Endorsement deals that had once been theirs for the taking began to evaporate at an alarming rate.
And that's why I want to personally extend my gratitude to Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively.
Blake's potential projects with major networks reportedly stalled. Rumors emerged that a prestigious HBO drama, initially set to headline her, was shelved. Ryan's unstoppable momentum hit a wall too. Whispers suggested even Marvel was rethinking how heavily to rely on him in future installments, despite his box office draw. When Disney gets cold feet, you know the PR storm must be intense.
I know some people like this movie. Some people are stupid. This movie is bad. It is a bad movie.
Their star power became more liability than asset. Brands wanted nothing to do with the swirling allegations, especially those prizing a family-friendly image. Sponsors withdrew, deals disappeared, and the couple's own reps struggled to craft a defense that didn't sound hollow. Colleagues who once praised them began to tiptoe away, effectively reinforcing the suspicion that America's favorite couple might not be so beloved after all. The fans, too, turned on them. Gone were the adoring comments that once cluttered Blake's Instagram posts. Now, hashtags demanding boycotts trended across multiple platforms. People felt betrayed by the couple's perfect facade. How could two individuals celebrated for their authenticity be so dismissive of serious accusations and legal upheaval? Desperate to control the damage, Blake and Ryan released PR statements. Each one seemed more detached than the last. They hinted at misunderstandings and inflated rumors, but never addressed the heart of the allegations. Instead of empathy or self-reflection, their responses came across as defensive, leaving the public to assume they were either hiding the truth or simply refusing to own up. Memes multiplied, framing Ryan's SNL joke as a glaring sign of his arrogance. Blake's carefully curated social media presence, once a goldmine of style inspiration and witty captions, became a target for harsh critiques. Even those who wanted to believe in their innocence found it increasingly difficult, as the lawsuit revelations piled higher and the couple's attempts at damage control sounded more like evasion than explanation. Hollywood loves a good implosion, and media outlets couldn't resist comparing Blake and Ryan's downfall to other notorious sagas. Ellen DeGeneres was once revered for championing kindness, only to be undone by accusations of a toxic work environment. Amber Heard's credibility suffered when her smear campaign against Johnny Depp failed in court.
Every joke is too long. It's the same joke over and over, which is some sort of strange homoeroticism.
Will Smith, a beloved icon, faced industry exile after one impulsive move at the Oscars. Yet, in each of those cases, the fallen stars still had defenders. Ellen retained a loyal TV audience for a while. Heard found some supporters willing to back her story. Smith's fans still loved his body of work. Blake and Ryan, however, seem almost alone. Their entire brand hinged on being the charming, clever couple who could do no wrong. Once that brand was tainted, there wasn't much left to rally behind. This stark isolation set their situation apart. Industry insiders began leaking stories about the couple's behind-the-scenes demands, ironically mirroring the very behavior they'd claimed to stand against. public sentiment hardened into cynicism, fueled by the realization that the witty online banter and beautiful red carpet appearances had all been part of a highly strategic PR machine. The lawsuit's stakes are staggering. Baldoni's $400 million claim isn't just a figure designed for headlines. It represents a real threat to the couple's financial stability. While Blake and Ryan are undoubtedly wealthy, legal fights this large can drain resources fast, especially when future projects are frozen. Insiders say Baldoni has compiled extensive evidence, from on-set documents to testimonies that dispute Blake's version of events. If he triumphs in court, the payout could cripple the couple, both financially and professionally. Even a settlement could be devastating. Attempting to buy silence wouldn't erase the public perception that they fabricated or distorted accusations for personal gain. As they wrestle with these mounting problems, it's becoming clear they've dug themselves into a hole that no quick PR fix can remedy. The question is whether there's any strategy left to shield them from the worst-case scenario. With brand deals gone and major studios shying away, even their day-to-day livelihood might look drastically different a few years from now. Is a comeback even possible? Some stars salvage their reputations through candid apologies, philanthropic gestures, and smaller roles that gradually rebuild public trust. But Blake and Ryan have shown no sign of changing course. Instead, they've clung to public statements that minimize or sidestep the underlying issues, fueling suspicions that they care more about protecting their celebrity status than seeking genuine resolution. They could try the quiet disappearance, stepping away until the media storm dies down. Yet both seem too used to the spotlight to relinquish it for long. Another common tactic is to pivot to activism, championing causes that distract from scandal. But given their current credibility gap, any sudden embrace of charitable endeavors would likely be dismissed as performative damage control. At this juncture, many believe the couple's fate rests on Baldoni's lawsuit.
Tonight, scandal rocking Hollywood as the fallout begins from Blake Lively's explosive allegations against co-star Justin Baldoni.
If they settle or lose in court, the fallout might be irreversible. Even if they miraculously dodge financial ruin, regaining Hollywood's trust could be next to impossible. Their downfall is a stark reminder that star power doesn't always grant immunity, and that carefully curated online images can crumble under the weight of real-life controversies. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds once stood as the ultimate celebrity success story. They were relatable yet glamorous, witty yet warm, an ideal pairing that captivated fans worldwide. But now, between an ill-fated joke on SNL and a thunderous lawsuit threatening to expose layers of manipulation, their entire empire appears on the brink of collapse. Studios aren't returning calls, brands want no part of the controversy, and even their once devoted fans are turning away in droves. They've become a symbol of how quickly Hollywood can turn on you when the magic act unravels. The million-dollar question remains: is there any path back to the top? Or have they permanently burned every bridge they once so effortlessly crossed? For now, the industry stands by, watching a cautionary tale in real time. The rise and fall of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds shows that no amount of star quality can shield you from accountability, and no glossy Instagram feed can hide the truth forever. If you've been following this saga, share your thoughts below. Are we witnessing the final chapter of a once untouchable couple, or is there still room for a redemption arc? Let us know, and don't forget to stay tuned, because in Hollywood, there's always another twist around the corner.